everyone, and welcome back to Football Newsroom for the tactical analysis and match review between Liverpool and Manchester United. So Liverpool lined up in their usual 4-3-3 system, making no changes from the side that beat Spurs last week. Liverpool did not really make a huge change in their shape or tactics and tried to do what they do best. Man United, on the other hand, lined up with a 3-4-1-2 formation, a shape specifically used against Liverpool to match their attacking fullbacks. As we had said in the preview, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had gone for a similar structure back at Old Trafford and tried to repeat it here in Anfield for a similar result. Man United made a very solid start to the game, and like Liverpool, they were pressing high up the pitch. Martial and Daniel James went on to press the centre-backs in an angle that would leave the full-backs in their cover shadow, and Pereira would cover Henderson. If Liverpool still managed to get the ball to their full-backs, both Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams moved out to press them, making sure that neither one of them get enough time and space on the ball. This forced them to pass the ball back or go long, and then the Man United centre-backs tried to win the aerial duels. Even back in their own half, things were quite solid initially. Lindelof and Shaw covered Mane and Salah, and this allowed Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams to go out and close the gaps for Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. Here we see an example. Wan-Bissaka goes out to cover Robertson, Lindelof covers Mane, and Shaw is there to cover Salah on the other side of the pitch. Here again, the centre-backs covering the forwards, and this allows Brandon Williams to go out and press Alexander-Arnold. As we have said on numerous occasions before, the Liverpool fullbacks play an extremely crucial role in their attacks, and stopping them actually rules out the threats of dangerous crosses inside the box. Solskjaer went with this system in order to do exactly that, and just like Mourinho last week, he was partly successful in doing that. Liverpool had lesser crosses in this game, and even those weren't as accurate as they usually are, as the wingbacks of Man United always looked to press them and offered them no time with the ball. Things were going quite well for Man United in the initial stages, but a poor marking in the box left Van Dijk almost free, and he eventually gave Liverpool the lead. After that, as the game went on, things got slower and Liverpool started to dominate the game again. This happened with Henderson dropping deeper to make a back three while building up. Now, Man United were pressing high up the pitch with Martial and James looking to press the centre-backs and Pereira keeping a close eye on Henderson. With Henderson dropping deeper, he got more time and space on the ball as he evaded the pace of Pereira, and moreover, this led to a numerical advantage at the back. This drastically reduced the influence of Man United's press, and eventually they started to build up from the back easily. All the players got more time on the ball, and this allowed them to go for accurate long passes. Van Dijk was very good with his long balls and was time and again finding Salah and Alexander-Arnold on the right hand side of the pitch. But even that didn't open up huge chunks of spaces, and this is where Firmino's role comes into play. Whenever Liverpool had possession, Firmino would drop deeper to grab more space between the lines and sometimes even deeper to link up with the midfield. Now, in such a situation, the Man United defenders had to make a decision. Whether to go on deep and cover Firmino all the way in midfield or to stay back and allow him the time and space on the ball. Either way, it worked out perfectly for Firmino and Liverpool. Whenever he was offered space, he would act as a perfect number 10 and take charge of linking the play with the forwards and the fullbacks who moved up. Here is an example. Wijnaldum takes out Fred with his run, and this allows Firmino to find a lot of space in the middle of the pitch. He takes his time to turn with the ball and eventually lays it off for Robertson. After this happened on a number of occasions, finally the centre-backs decided to go on and close Firmino down. But even that had a huge drawback. As Maguire stepped out to press Firmino, space was left in the middle of the defense and a three-man defensive shape was ruined. Mane and Salah looked to exploit this space, and they were always making runs behind the defensive line. Here we see an example. Firmino has dropped deeper and Maguire has gone out to press him. This leaves space in the defense and Mane makes the third man run to exploit the space. We also saw a similar situation in the opening minutes of the second half, and it opened up the way for Robertson. Salah exploited the central areas, and it should have been 2-0, and it was a very poor miss from Salah. Man United had a hard time dealing with Firmino's off-the-ball movements, and with Salah and Mane making inside runs, it was always getting more and more difficult. But Lindelof and Shaw really did a very good job against Salah and Mane. Now, while building up, Man United looked to push their wingbacks forward while the central defenders moved wider. The Liverpool forwards went on to press the centre-backs, but that left the fullbacks free at times. This initially opened up passing lanes in the middle of the pitch as well, but eventually one of the Liverpool fullbacks and one of the central midfielders would go on to press the fullbacks. Time and again we saw Chamberlain going out to press Brendan Williams and Henderson moving up to cover Matic. This eventually forced the central midfielders of Man United deeper, and ultimately the high press forced them to go long. Maguire kept looking for Marshall, who shifted to the left-hand side of the pitch in order to free Gomez on a 1v1 situation. Man United did not really enjoy much of the ball and focused more on counter-attacks. As they did in the reverse fixture back in October, the forwards moved wider and tried to exploit the spaces on the wider areas of the pitch. Pereira played as an attacking midfielder and often moved wider whenever Marshall tucked inside. Moreover, their wingbacks really helped maintain width and stretch Liverpool's defense. As the wingbacks moved up, the Liverpool fullbacks had to keep an eye out for them, and this opened up spaces between the centre-back and the fullback. But there was no one really to press the half spaces. Moreover, Liverpool were good defensively and Van Dijk had an excellent game. He led them from the back and was always there to cut out the passes and clear the ball in dangerous situations. Man United did a fine job defensively but lacked the final touch without the key man Rashford. Moreover, they missed some key opportunities and I think Pereira really should have scored. For Liverpool, this was indeed not one of their best performances, but they did get all 3 points. Their winning run goes on and they're doing what they do best. So that's about it for today guys. I thank you all for joining me. If you're interested in player analysis videos, I would ask you to go and have a look at our analysis of Federico Valverde. Please share the video if you like this one and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.